Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people.
Does that thing work? Oh, it does. It's a real plug and everything.
Yeah, this is legit from the 80s. This is my brother's.
Oh, you didn't even buy it like on eBay or something?
No, this is my brother's that I got from our home that I grew up in. And now it's here.
How does it work?
I assume you plug it in and then play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I don't have the thing to plug it into. For everybody who's just listening, this is a power glove from Nintendo. And this was a special find back in the day and now an impossible find right now.
It's amazing.
I wonder what it's worth. Let me just power glove my way over to Google.
Look at, how do they know? Way back when that we would have this interface where we use our hands to do everything.
Oh, that's really funny. Okay. Year 1989. Okay, so it was actually pretty much the 90s.
I remember seeing it in a Freddy Krueger movie, and it scared me so bad. Do you remember Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
So he puts somebody in a Nintendo game, and then he pulls out the Power Glove, which is, I'm looking back, and it probably was a sponsored thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he Power Gloves this poor kid in, like, Mario Brothers or whatever, and then the kid dies, and then that was it. Scared the hell out of me.
Wow. Alright, guess how much this is going for, well, in 2019.
$400.
$150.
$150. Dang.
Come on, I was thinking in the thousands. Why did the Power Glove fail? Yeah, it needs to be calibrated. You hold your hand out and make a fist.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, because it didn't tell you the correct number of calories burned. We should get rid of all devices that suck at that.
There was another one from Mortal Kombat. It was a vest, and you put it on, and the commercial, you know, they like throw fireballs and spears and stuff. And the commercial would be like, you can see how it really feels to be in Mortal Kombat. And the character would punch, and then the kid, his like vest would light up like orange, like he just got punched by a scorpion or whatever.
Why would you want that?
I know. I was like, so I'm pretty sure they die at the end of every round of Mortal Kombat. So I don't know about how many repeat customers we're gonna have here.
It's not like your Mario where you can respawn. Okay.
No.
I mean, we're not that far off now. It's funny that I'm wearing an Apple Watch with this, like that. We look back like, how silly.
That was the original.
Hey, meanwhile, let me just make a phone call. play my affirmation. Run.
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you, watch. I have a shortcut on my Apple Watch's face that tells me I'm awesome anytime I need it.
See the Power Glove do that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
It tells me
right.
I'm awesome without hearing it. I wonder if my brother knows I have this. He probably wants its $150 back.
You should send a picture. You should.
I texted from the past. I scheduled this to send in 1998. Alright, so hello and welcome to Total Fitheads, where we talk about, specifically today, our favorite fitness gadgets, new fitness tech, what are we using to tell us what we should already be feeling.
Gadgets. I like gadgets generally. Do you like gadgets in general, or do you just like fitness gadgets?
I'm down for gadgets. I mean, my phone feels like I'm in Harry Potter and it's my magic wand and I'm nothing without it and I'm everything with it. So there we are.
Yeah, somebody was saying the other day about how like the new phones are always so expensive, and I'm like, yeah, they're expensive, but like I use it every minute of every day, and it's the last thing I put down before I go to bed, and it's the first thing I pick up when I look in the morning. And
I think about my physical contact with my phone, and it is every waking moment. So of course, if I'm going to invest in something, it should be that.
Right.
And haircuts. That
And
makes
seatbelts,
it seems like
airbags.
That's something that's keeping you alive. Yeah, what are other things that are so important you might as well just throw money at it?
People say that
Your health.
People say that anything between you and the earth, you should spend a lot of money on.
Shoes.
Shoes, mattress. Bless you.
Couches, obviously, as
couches,
luscious.
I suppose.
Couch. Well, we should be grounding. There should be nothing between us and the
We
earth.
need a copper wire.
Yeah, or walk around on the beach or whatever. I don't know.
Barefoot.
Ugh.
Anyway, so you're a big fan of gadgets, not just fitness gadgets.
Sure. Usually they add more stress to your life, though. I feel like they're supposed to ease them, but really this made.
I don't know, because
tougher.
I was sort of asked that question because like I really like gadgets a lot, and I know that I've given them as gifts, and they don't translate that well. Like I have a Bluetooth mug that keeps my coffee warm.
That is a common gift.
Love that. It's amazing, except the one I got broke, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
But
let me tell you, my mom gave my sister-in-law one for Christmas.
No way.
Guess what my sister-in-law gave my mom for Christmas?
Straight back?
No, it was the same year. That's how common this gift is.
Oh, at the same time?
Yeah.
Not a year later?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Exact same time. They both got each other this generic gadget gift.
Yeah. But I know
Anyway.
that I've like suggested that as gifts, and apparently the gift didn't go over well because the person like doesn't want to Bluetooth their coffee or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I remember to whom I should credit this tweet, but I saw a tweet once that said, I can't charge my book because my roommate is charging his cigarette and I hate the future.
Right. See, I love the future. I love that specifically.
Yeah.
I have a Bluetooth jacket that I can charge. It's a jean jacket.
Wow.
And I remember thinking like, wow, this is stupid. Before I leave the house, I have to charge my jean jacket and I have to charge my sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
When am I ever going to do that? Here's the answer. Every single time.
Because it's that
Because I absolutely love it. It's so funny.
God. I remember the Back to the Future too, and he had that jacket that dried itself off.
Yeah, that was
It's
sweet.
so cool, but when also are you just gonna get your jacket that wet that you need to dry it off while it's on you?
But now you can't.
Yeah, that's
now
true.
you have the option.
You can just...
Fall in a lake or whatever.
It's what he did. Oh, right, you saw it. Okay. One of my favorite films. Hoverboards, though, we don't have those yet. We've got to bring that up in a Gadget episode.
Yeah,
Where are my hoverboards?
I'm waiting for hoverboards.
No, I know.
What is something you thought we'd have by the year 2000 that we don't have now, other than flying cars, obviously?
Not just scanning your thumb, maybe like your retina or something, so that I don't have to keep all this stuff. This credit card should just be some sort of bio imprint from me, please. Thank you. Yeah.
Palm print.
I don't know if it hasn't come soon enough, but there's also this idea that...
What if somebody chops off your hand? Oh, but you get the power glove.
Right, exactly. I still have it on, I don't know why. This idea that you don't own a device, you just own a sign-in, and everything's in the cloud, and you just go up to, I don't know, you're at the mall, and there's a giant wall, and it knows it's you, and you can get absolutely anything you want of your files there.
Oh, I see.
So, the same way that maybe when you were at a university, you would sign in with your university name to any of the computers at the cluster. Did you call them clusters?
Computer lab, I think?
Sure. Nerd. We went to clusters. So then all my files were just there. And I didn't own that computer. I just owned whatever was in the cloud. And so then you could use whatever device wherever it was in front of you. And I feel like that's still coming.
I feel like that's already sort of here and people just haven't caught on yet. People buy like digital copies of movies and then suddenly the movie is just gone. And they're like, what is this? I bought it. And they're like, sorry, it expired or whatever. And like, I feel like there's not enough of that, but it's possible. You know, you don't buy a digital copy if they can take it back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want the
You're
license
just a really
forever
long-term
to see it.
rental.
But again, that doesn't sell singular devices to everyone. Coming on the heels of the Apple announcement, which
Apple event.
one of us in the room, and it's not the gold skeleton, watched that today.
I watched a little bit of it. You know who I saw?
It's not Steve Jobs.
Featured in the Apple Fitness
I know.
portion. Bear. No.
Oh, he always gets calling on me for me. Kim nonstop.
The face of Apple cycling.
The
Is that
golden
what you call
girl.
it?
The
golden
orange-haired girl.
The orange goose. Golden girlos. Yeah. They had one on, they were like, they were doing one on meditation, they were doing one on like, fitness track, like, step trackers, and I was like, yeah, I get it, get to the cycling, to the cycling. And then it cuts over and Kim, she's like, Kim, you're gonna do that, you know, she's doing that thing.
Yeah.
She's cycling and
Riding
also
with no
like,
hands, I don't know how
somehow
she's doing it.
She's amazing. Anyway, so that was really fun, saw her.
Very cool. That is our only 3-time guest, right?
2-time.
2-time, never mind.
Soon to be 3-time.
Oh yeah, we should bring her back on as a celebrity. Now.
What we should do is we should like blindside podcast interview her.
Oh yeah. Just show up at her house to her.
Yeah, or just be like, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm at the grocery store. You're like, okay, cool. The Whole Foods? And she's like, yeah, why? And then we'd like pop up with like a folding table, a folding table, and 2 of those little microphones. I'm like, hey, what's up? This is the TikTok microphone that everyone uses, and we're here with
Kim. She sets down an apple. That'd be a good concept for a podcast. Honestly, every episode is us
just like running somewhere,
getting an unsuspecting guest out in the wild.
Be kind of hit or miss depending on the guest.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'd have to track down celebrities, obviously.
Well, we live in the city to do that.
Wow.
Weird. I don't think I want to do that. It's fucking crazy.
Okay, except that all the comments are going to be, please do that.
I know.
These freaking podcast bomb celebrities in LA.
Pod bomb.
God, and they have to say yes, and then we'll get so much clout that they want to be pod bombed, and so they'll try and hang out around where we are. See if we can.
But joke's
get
on them.
episode.
We're always on the move.
All right, let's talk about our favorite fitness gadgets.
There was. Oh yeah. So to tie off Apple, there weren't a huge amount of Apple fitness advancements that I noticed.
No.
They're really doing They're really getting into meditation.
Okay.
I think that's probably a big key for them. It's probably
Is there any sort of tracking my brainwaves?
No, it's just
yet?
like we're offering.
Okay.
Free voice recordings or whatever, which is essentially what it is, right?
Thank you.
Hey man, sit there. Good stuff. Boom, done.
Also, buy more Apple products.
Apple, call me. I feel like cycling and all the home stuff like was big last year during COVID, and they like don't need any more promotion for that.
I don't know. They got people hooked already, I guess.
Yeah, so everyone's hooked. So other than that, there wasn't a lot from the Apple side point, but. Do you use your phone as a fitness tracker, or do you use it just to read all these other trackers that you got all over your cyborg?
I don't. I mean, you can open your Apple Health and see how many steps you took, right?
Yeah, I've never done that. Do you do that?
No.
You can do steps. You can do. I know the Apple Watch was an EKG.
It gives your miles. ECG. Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think they might be doing blood sugar testing on the Apple
I heard
Watch.
that they're looking into it. Did they announce it?
I don't remember. I sort of glossed over the Apple Watch.
What the heck? Now I gotta go look. You heard it not here, folks. We have no idea if Apple announced this, but I'm going to Google hard. But I heard that they acquired a company that was working on being able to check your glucose without having an internal
Is it the company
device,
that you
but I don't
are familiar with?
No.
No.
Different company. So I don't know.
Brutal.
But we will definitely be talking about the company I'm familiar with too. Okay. My first favorite.
So these are our favorite fitness gadgets.
For the 3rd time.
What is a gadget?
Yeah, see, now I had trouble with this too when I was making my list.
How about a dumbbell?
Yeah, right?
Okay, if the dumbbell is adjustable, it's a gadget.
But what's the difference there?
A gear.
That it seems a little goofier.
Seems gadgety.
Because
it would be on Inspector Gadget.
Oh, yeah.
But he would have a dumbbell anyway. He would have a barbell.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It comes out of his hat and then he weighs him down.
Dunk.
It gets heavy. It's not heavy when it's inside. Anyway, I got one on now. Oura Ring is my first choice. And I'm saying this one first because it's the least barrier to entry, meaning I think that you all would like it. It's easy to wear. The watch thing gets annoying. I have tons of watch situations.
Because it moves around and doesn't get a good reading, or because it's uncomfortable, or because you look stupid wearing it, or because...
Yes.
Okay.
And sleeping in it sucks. And it definitely makes a statement on what you're wearing, right? This is like, well, I'm fitnessy with this outfit, and you can't not be fitnessy. Even if you change your bands, you still look like you're wearing an Apple Watch.
Whereas the ring is just whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, I got the... not shiny one, the gunmetal looking thing, which I think is cool. And second reason, because this one tracks calories best of everything I've tested.
Really?
And that's probably my number one complaint of gadgets that track calories is that they're not doing it correctly. People are then under eating, and then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because your metabolism slows down, and so now we have a bunch of sad, angry people that can't lose weight and are probably being mean to their coworkers because they're hungry.
Hangry.
Yeah, hangry, and it's all because no one tracks as well as Oura.
Well, just to sidestep that or pause that for a second. I think that's a complaint with a lot of these tracker gadgets. Is that they're off, and then it makes me think either they don't know what it is, or the trackers isn't, not that it's malfunctioning, but maybe it's not like on right. A lot of these feel like they have to be very, very
perfect, yeah,
tight on your wrist, uncomfortably tight on your wrist. Or you know what, this one doesn't do good, but the chest strap is great. You know,
right.
what am I going to wear a chest strap?
It's on my list too, because I have one.
So, I don't know, I think, I don't know the right word. It's not, it's just like
how much signal to noise is what you're thinking of.
I think so.
What's right and what's kind of, oh, well, you got your levels hot, and so that gave you a spike. It wasn't actually that you had something to eat.
Or like you slept on it.
Wrong,
one of these
right,
trackers
exactly.
wrong, or something like that.
Yeah. Or.
Do you find that you can't sleep with the watch because it's uncomfortable, or because it messes up the tracker, or what?
Yeah, I still do, but it's not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And EMF now, I'm scared of that because BioLight, dude.
It's true.
So it's all on my wrist now. It's rare, honestly, that I have it when I'm not working out. And I'm probably going to ditch it altogether. But we're still talking about Oura. There's a third reason why I like it, and now I forget what that is.
What were the first two?
That it's so easy to wear. Looks cool. I guess that's a bonus with easy to wear. And that it tracks calories correctly. Oh, another thing. Activity detection. I like their software. Apple, I go for a walk and Apple doesn't say anything. I'm like, you idiot.
Like,
how do you not
know?
Hello? How do you not? And it did once. It's done it maybe a couple times where I was like, hey, were you running at this time? I'm like, finally, yeah. But now you have to remember and tell it. Whereas my Ring is just like, hey, earlier today you did all this stuff. And I'm like, yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Ah.
So I like that. Oh, and it's a really great gateway drug to get really obsessed with HRV. Which I think everyone should be.
Absolutely.
So, and it doesn't look like a gadget either, which is not as cool. I mean, I'd rather be a cyborg. Like this thing in my arm, and then people ask me about it.
What do you
like,
think looks the coolest? The arm thing. The levels.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I'm also a weirdo, and that's...
Ooh, but what about without the sticker?
Oh. Yeah. I still think it's cool.
Cool?
If anything, it looks more industrial or something, like robot-y without the sticker. I think people ask me, if I leave the sticker off, people ask me about it less because they think something's wrong.
Oh, they think you're diabetic.
Like, I don't want to hear about your diabetes, or I don't know, was that a pacemaker for your tricep?
An arm maker.
Yeah, let's not bring it up. She's normal. She's one of us.
She's great. She's great. She's great. She's great.
Okay, what's the first one you would recommend or
well, I wasn't.
About?
You
can rank them.
That was what was interesting about it, was because I started doing it and I was like, what is a gadget? And then I was like, well, how complicated is this? And then I was like, well, does an app count? Probably not, but kind of.
Kind
you see
of.
What I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about Rise.
Apps felt like its own little thing. Yeah. Like I had, for example, Rise, and I had Pokemon Go on here as part of like the...
As like a motivator?
Like, oh, maybe I do want to walk to the end of the block because I got to catch that Pikachu or whatever. And then, but it really got me thinking of like, because I see the Rise on my home screen, and I'm like, oh, you know what, I better go to bed. My melatonin window's closing,
yeah.
You know? So it's not technically a gadget because it's an app, you know? It's just software. So
does Pokemon tell you how much extra you've walked because of it?
Because of... no, but if you walk a certain distance, you get a reward in the game.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then it drains your battery and then, whatever. So I don't...
Battery drainer 7.
I used to play it a ton. I don't play it as much anymore because it was, just kind of silly. But it did make me realize, like, wow, I did an extra lap because I had to close... I wanted to get to that distance checkpoint so I'd get that digital reward of the thing popping out of the egg hatching or whatever,
That sounds
That's
fun.
Stupid, but I still did it. You know what I mean?
It worked,
so it works,
sure.
So whatever works. So I guess apps was my first one.
Just apps in general. Which, by the way, you said adjustable dumbbells count, so then does an adjustable bench count? but a regular weightlifting bench is not a gadget?
Okay,
Not
well
to
then,
digress.
let's say that. Well, that's why an app wouldn't be a gadget. An app is not a gadget because it's not its own thing.
Huh.
That's where I sort of landed on that.
At some point,
But I
we're
was
all
gonna-
just going to be uploaded into the mainframe, and there will be nothing but apps.
I know,
And
Matrix
people are
7.
apps, and apps are everything.
Apples.
Matrix 4 is coming out.
Matrix 4 is coming out. I'm excited.
That would have been a really great transition if this was a paid spot, but it's not. Dang it.
But Matrix, call us, because
Yeah.
we're in. I only watched the
Up.
first movie like 300,000 times.
What about 2 and 3?
I liked 2 and 3 not nearly as much as 1.
Sure. You don't need to hammer home the Jesus thing or whatever.
It was pretty Jesus-y.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I mean, maybe I was too young. I don't think I was. I wasn't like a little kid, but you know, I felt like I had to go back and watch it and then like read what he said, and you know, there's all these scenes where I'm like, yeah, whatever, shoot the bullets again, do the bullet thing.
Do the
You know?
bullet thing.
So I was as a viewer, I think a little impatient and certainly not tracking exactly what was going to happen, and I was easily distracted by things.
Yeah.
Um,
So we're going to upload our brains when it's offered, right?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But what's scary? I mean, do you watch any Black Mirror? Do you ever see that show?
Yes.
I mean,
They're all scary. Which one are you referencing? Because I don't
almost
know.
all of them are scary in the sense of like your brain is digital and
Yeah.
then someone can just mess with you in a
I-
horrible, horrible way
Yeah.
that is so much worse than they could ever do to you in life. Like that one where they leave the guy trapped in the cabin for 5,000 years or whatever, or the ones where it's the girl, she's the egg version of herself and she's doing her own toast and everything.
Oh yeah.
And she's just like
Or the guy is
bored.
in the museum and he gets murdered every day for a.
God, it's
display.
horrifying. Spoilers. Sorry. If you,
Oh.
if you haven't seen the show, it's pretty horrifying. But anyway.
Okay, great. So apps don't count is what we arrived
I'm going
at.
to say apps don't count.
Fine. So then what's your first actual physical gadget thing? You're right, because yeah, it's something that would be in a magazine where you're like, I want that thing. You've never seen an app.
Yeah. I had one that I really want to talk about, but it's a little controversial.
Go on.
A scale.
My gosh. What?
Because for years and years, my indicator of whether I was healthy or not, got a good workout or not, you know, in shape or not, was the scale and the scale only.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And that in a lot of ways is true. You know, scale goes down generally over the time, scale goes up or down dramatically. It could be a good indicator. If you gain 100
Sure.
pounds, probably not a
Or-
great thing. If you lose 100 pounds, probably not a great thing.
If you're Brian Borstein and very specifically tracking your food and workouts and
can't
it is
figure out
only
the
about
scale.
cutting. He posts his weight every evening or morning. It has to be morning, right? No, because he does evening weigh-ins. Anyway, I've been following it. It's so dramatic, seeing
It's
his
crazy.
weigh-ins every day and his stories about it. But that's very different because he knows he's pulling one lever and it is calories to watch his weight go down, so he knows it's not muscle.
Mm-hmm.
He's still working out like crazy, if not getting PRs on stuff.
And while he's tracking his strength,
Yeah. It's nutso.
he's not
So I
tracking.
think-
I don't know if he's like tracking like if he's doing like arm measurements or stuff like that.
I don't know.
But he's tracking his actual. I got 8 of this weight doing this thing.
And he'll add 1 pound a week.
Right. So he's
At that point.
very, very constantly
Mhm.
tracking his strength.
So it's either really microscopically helpful when you're doing that with a scale, or macroscopically helpful if you're giant and got ungiant. I think that's useful.
Yeah.
But for me, my fitness journey from being a runner to now weighing 10 pounds more than when I was running,
And feeling
way better.
and
My
stronger.
actual composition, my actual muscle to fat composition is way better, and yes,
Mhm.
I'm stronger too.
And
Emotionally.
do you how much hotter do you feel emotionally? Or psychologically? Wait, what is
Yeah.
that the right? Mentally. How much
Yeah,
hotter
my
mentally?
scale actually does that. I have a hotness meter, and I see if it goes up every day, and it gives me a little graph.
Right. I'm a 9. Just gotta chase that 10.
Jason that time. It's because
But
you're not
yeah.
weighing yourself fully nude.
It was
That's why you're
crazy.
not
Yeah,
at 10.
The amount of nudity that my sport made me get used to was just staggering too. That's another weird thing. That
Really?
You just see naked dudes all the time.
Well, in the locker room, or do you get full nude when you weigh in?
So if you weigh in, you pretty much get down to your underwear or maybe some shorts.
Sure.
But if you're overweight, you can take your shorts off. And people
How much do shorts weigh?
usually 0.1 or maybe 0.2.
Wow, and that makes a difference at that point. If you're 0.2 away, it's full nude.
Because they're digital
Shave.
scales now. Hair doesn't do a lot. We tried that.
Really?
Yeah. The
Legs-
size of your head.
legs and-
The size of your head
Oh,
does a
no.
lot. So if you have a little, if you have like we had a couple of dudes who were just big shredded dudes, and they'd be so much lighter than you'd think they'd be, and then you look at their head and they got a little like, boop, 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 little like a little,
not so much
pea
brain
head.
up there.
Yeah.
Was it what movie was that in where he said the human head weighs 8 pounds? Is it?
Jerry Maguire.
Was it? Yeah.
It's that little kid.
Yeah.
Who if you've seen pictures of him and Tom Cruise today?
No.
Tom Cruise looks exactly the same.
Okay.
That dude looks like a tenured high school science teacher.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh my god, one of you is aging and one of you is a demon of some sort.
Demon of some sort. What gadget is he using?
A vampire, yeah.
They definitely have gadgets.
The blood.
Like the laser things and the really expensive treatments and whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure he's getting new blood all the time.
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously.
That's where when I sell my plasma, it's going.
Right to Tommy.
Tommy.
So we had those old doctor scales, you know, where you tap the thing over or whatever.
Those seem more effective than the digital, honestly.
The digital ones, well, that's why I know that shorts were 0.1, 0.2, because that would make a difference. Whereas the doctor scales, you could sort of just tap it and it would just sort of be definitely more. I don't think you could get it down to the 1/10 of a pound. You could because you had the notches there, but it doesn't really.
Yeah. And
Digital
it's a dead
scales
center,
are
yeah.
cutthroat. My gosh, they were just so
Damn.
brutal.
So do you have a digital scale right now?
I don't, but I'm thinking of investing as part of my new fitness journey to bully myself into.
Do you want one?
Yeah, let me get one. Do you have an extra one?
So I did a brand deal with one, and they
Not a food
accidentally
scale.
sent 2.
Oh, okay.
No, food scale was on my list too as a gadget.
It was on my list, and I was like, Spags, I can't stand on a food scale.
Oh,
Or can I? How much steak are you making?
It's a big day in the gym. Yeah, because I've talked about this in one of my videos that I use the scale and I say that don't look at your weight, look at your body composition. But I think this scale pretty much it's supposed to use impedance to tell you your body weight and your composition, so how much body fat you have.
Oh, interesting.
And your bone density. Even there are a bunch of metrics that are here. You can even
you
see
still
what
just
it is.
stand on it?
Stand on it. I used to have one where you hold your hands and stand on it. This one, anyway, it just seems like my weight fluctuates exactly with my body fat, so it's kind of garbage. And you should get what I have as my next fitness gadget, which is not a fitness gadget now that we've established the rules here. The DEXA scan.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
not a gadget. That's a.
Here's what it measures.
Gadget feels like you can buy it on Amazon, on Wirecutter.
Oh, right. So you can't get a DEXA scan on the Wirecutter. Anyway, tells me weight, BMI, body fat, free body fat, subcutaneous fat. No, there's a lot. Body water, visceral fat, all of this stuff.
Body water? That's awesome. How would it know that?
I don't know, but it says it's normal.
Does it look at you pee on it?
No, it's got a little scent sensor, and if you have it in your bathroom, it knows if your pee smells like coffee or not. Anyway.
Whoa, man. That happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it's like fucking Starbucks in here.
Is that a blonde roast?
Oh, great. So yeah, DEXA scan, if you really want to dial in, I suggest knowing what your body fat and muscle is versus just looking at the scale.
How often do you do that? Do you think it's worth doing once, or do you think it's worth only like committing to do it every,
Right.
like a recurring thing?
The point is to get a baseline and then make change. I think it's very useful for me because I am, well, a notch below the Brian Borstein level, but a notch above the people
yeah.
that are just weighing themselves and finding that useful. In that, I was bulking. We talked a lot about it. I was ready, or...
How do you feel? Are you bulked?
Oh, I fully bulked and
look
did
great.
a DEXA scan. Thank you.
You look bulk.
Well, that's weird because I've been cutting for 12 weeks now. Because 12 weeks ago... What?
Did I say bulked? I meant lean. I meant toned.
Yeah, thanks, toned.
You look scrawny. I don't know. What's the right compliment here?
Like,
you look huge. You look small. I don't know.
Do you use a kitchen scale? 12 weeks ago, got a DEXA scan at the end of my bulk because I wasn't sure if I should keep bulking, and I gained only fat. 3 pounds of only fat during my bulk. So I was doing it wrong.
What?
Let me be clear, I was working out every day, and I think it's probably has to do with my fasting. And whatever. This now we're getting into not gadgets, but
I see.
this was helpful to know that, oh wait, the change that I made did not work. And so now I've been cutting, and I'm pretty sure that's working, and I will test that because 12 weeks of a cut is pretty long.
Yeah. So
I'll be testing it in a couple of weeks pretty soon. But had I not known that, I was kind of, I wasn't feeling like I'd gained that fat. I knew I was weighing more, and I probably would have kept going.
How was your
and
strength?
Not added. Yeah, my strength kind of plateaued. But I was also I can't even say that because I was changing my programming a lot. I started doing that Delta trainer, so I didn't have any other metrics to compare it to.
That's hard.
So next experiment will be eating protein before working out. So I'm not gonna work out fasted anymore and see if that helps me.
Finally.
But the point is that I know something didn't work, and now I'm gonna try something else.
And
I wouldn't have known if I was just weighing myself. So DEXA helped there. Also, glad that you're stoked that we can have a protein shake before we work out together.
Protein shake. Let's get some steak tips.
This is cutting the circulation. I have to take it off.
Well, it's for a child.
Is it? It's weird that it fits my hand really well.
It's for a child. And by child, I mean a 22-year-old college student. Whatever.
Yeah. I remember wearing it as a kid and my fingers didn't come out the points, and I thought that was cool.
Did you have the gun?
They're not cool. Yeah, of course.
The gun was awesome.
Yeah.
That
we're
game,
spoiled.
That was my favorite game.
Duck Hunt? You can't use it anymore. It has to be CRT television. Whatever. I think that's what it's called. You can't even get your freaking meat paw into it.
Okay, relax. Meat paw. Hot shot.
Oh, that's great. No.
Alright.
What? Alright, OJ. That's worth $150. Don't break it. I feel like I just went because I said DEXA, you said scale, so next one's you.
Alright, I got a funny one. How about I just got a frother?
That's a fitness gadget?
Here's why. I got it because I was mixing up. I think you had one at your house.
Yeah, and you asked me if it was good, and I said no.
But
that's why you've never heard about it, by the way.
I'm pretty sure Christine told me it was great.
Did she?
I'm pretty sure she said it was awesome.
Oh,
so
wow.
Maybe I'm misremembering that. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. But
it doesn't work for bulletproof.
It was awesome.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just get one. So then I got one, and now every morning I'm like, ooh, can't wait to make my shake. I'm like frothing up my soda water. I'm frothing up coffee for no reason, And now I froth up, and it's a nice reminder to make a protein shake.
Okay.
Or to, now I scoop all this stuff in there, and I don't have to do the thing. And it's like a fun little stupid toy that reminds me to
eat healthier.
Right. And so I think it's one of those things, like we've talked about this a lot, like the cool sports bra, the cool running shoes, the cool weightlifting t-shirt, whatever. The sweatband. Maybe it's not directly making a huge difference,
to you being fit,
but it definitely reminds me to do the thing that I'm trying to remember to do, and it excites me about doing it. So now I'm like, I can't wait to do this. So I think that was a really funny.
You seen a difference? Are you stronger now?
I don't know, not yet. But I'm pretty sure it'll help.
confident.
It's tough because I was just traveling. I just went home to Boston for a week, and then I got just destroyed. I stayed at my parents' house. They have a literal, unending supply of crappy food that I just eat all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't work out at all because we were like kind of driving around a lot. We went to like Western Massachusetts for my cousin's wedding. We went to Rhode Island for this other thing. So it was like I was in the car a lot. We'd stop and eat. I ate like 30 ham and cheese croissants because they're way better in Massachusetts. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
They're terrible in Los Angeles. They're amazing in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing.
It's the water.
It's the water. It's the water. So I don't know. I'm really trying to reset this now that I'm back. I've been back for 3 days. So.
Well, welcome back.
I feel good. And that frother thing is really helping me. And it's really fun. It's like, it's a little frother.
Yeah, that's leading me to my next one perfectly because I stopped using it because I've been traveling. I got out of the habit, and I feel like anybody who's watching my channel would want to check in on this too. Apollo Neuro. Have you heard of this?
No.
I didn't rant about it when I started using it. Interesting.
Maybe.
It's a vibrating device. It's haptic, relaxation. It feels like a electronic hug. It's supposed to help your HRV.
Huh.
And when I used it, I did see a difference, and also I just like the feeling of having it on even.
Uh-huh.
I should let you borrow it. I haven't used it in a long time because I got out of the habit and then I was
Is it like a leg sleeve or a head sleeve?
Yeah, you can put it on your leg or your inner wrist, they say. I like leg best. And I should start doing it again because my HRV is pretty crappy lately, but also I've been traveling, so I don't know.
Also, you did a tough travel. Did you take a red eye?
I don't know. Does that count? I just got back from Vegas. I got up at 6 a.m. to get to the airport. That's not a red
Time
eye.
did you go to bed?
Well, Vegas, so,
So
it's gonna stay there.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I had one of the worst hangovers of my life in Vegas. And I never get hangovers. It was debilitating. And I booked a spa because I was like, I'll just steam it out.
Sure.
I'll sit in the hot tub. And it made it worse. I don't know what I did.
Wow.
So I crawl out of the spa and I literally like make it to the reception area of the spa. And there's like a couch, and I like crawl onto the couch, and I like just fall asleep. And the poor girl like at the front desk was like, are you okay? And I'm still in the robe from the spa.
Really? Oh.
And I'm like, yes. And then I just curled into a ball and slept there for like an hour, and that was the only thing that helped.
Wow.
Brutal.
Yeah, yikes.
But I can't wait to go back.
Oh yeah. Sure.
You have talked about that before. I just didn't know. Why is it called Apollo?
Oh, I don't know what's on their
Is it the
site.
brand or is that the...
That's the name of the company.
type of-
Yeah.
What is the thing called? The device?
A haptic HRV device. Yeah.
Haptic just means shakes,
I know,
right?
feels. Feel. Haptic
Yeah.
means feel. So, like if something vibrates when you touch it, that's haptic feedback.
Yeah. The phone and your PlayStation controller and that chest thing that I was talking about. I think that's haptic.
It's all haptic. Here, let me Google their website and I'll tell you exactly what it actually is called. Then it's made in Pittsburgh.
Heads up.
Which is cool, because all the best things are made in Pittsburgh.
Oh, the best...
Wearable touch therapy.
The best humans, maybe.
Yeah.
So how do you... This is so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember really typing in a lot of stuff.
The advantage on the... It's a disadvantage to use this, because a controller, you use both thumbs at the same time. And
but it was more the games that were made for it, so that you get it set up and then...
Yeah, but what does this do?
Makes it look cooler.
Are these lasers?
It's a sensor of some sort. Alright. Next thing for me, levels, because of course we got to talk about that.
Obviously.
Seeing your blood sugar in real time is super cool. I want to think back to when you didn't have a real-time heart rate tracker, and now they're just ubiquitous. Like, of course I would see a graph of what my heart rate was.
At any time.
Yeah, which is super useful. To know that I went hard on my workout and that I could go a little harder here, or it's really a motivator. And the same thing with levels. Whether it's making better eating choices or not realizing that my good eating choices were actually garbage for my specific body.
That's a crazy, crazy advantage of it.
But what I really love it for, and I haven't talked about this in any videos, is I like this better than seeing my food response is working out with it when I do intervals and high intensity, because it will make me go harder, and I get so proud of how high I can spike, and then doing the same thing maybe a week later and see if you can beat it. It actually feels harder to get that high, then you know you're improving because your body's not freaking out as much. But yeah, I know that I go harder on workouts now that I can see my spike, and if I happen to be working out and don't have it on, it's such a bummer. I'm like, I bet I'm freaking flying high right now and I can't even see it.
You never know.
Yeah. So that's been a game changer, and I hope that it will be as ubiquitous as the heart rate thing sometime soon.
Yeah, well, I think what's the barrier? It's just kind of expensive now.
Yeah, well, it's still under prescription. They're working their butts off to get it out to as many people as possible, though I think they're still in, I don't know if they call it beta, but not growing mode. And but their plan is to help way more people, because they already have helped a ton. 2 people in this room, I know. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What has been your experience?
I liked it a lot. I'm going to do another round soon. For me, it was really fun experimenting with foods and figuring out what... Because I would always have these sort of, I don't know, like sort of, not cliche, but like classic ideas of what was healthy and what wasn't healthy. And even more specifically, what made something not healthy. Like the one I talked about this before, but the pasta one's so crazy. It's regular pasta's fine, marinara sauce is not fine. Whereas, growing up, I was always like, well, red pasta is really just bad for you. And it really does make you think individually. I mean, generally things tend to be true or not true, but you are, in fact, an individual, and so certain things will only apply to you, and Levels was an awesome way to figure out what does and what doesn't actually really tangibly matter to me. I think that's probably it, though. Yeah, because I've suggested to people, and then they check the price tag, and it's like,
the cost.
It's a little much.
Yeah, or I don't know, maybe people have aversion to the needle. It's absolutely nothing, though.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's fine.
It's kind of a bummer because I want to get that high. Like accomplish something by getting through
that
pain,
high.
Feels like nothing.
What was tough for me was it still didn't really help my problem. This is the same problem I have with macros. It's the same problem I have with sort of general dieting. Is like, I can, but I don't like to eat foods as individual ingredients.
Yeah.
And I feel like to be super healthy and to actually figure out a lot of these things, you have to eat a bowl of brown rice, and then, steak tips, and then sauce over here, and then blah,
because
blah, blah.
Levels used to kind of talk about that a lot, and now they're more focused on looking at your meal and then trying to find substitutes, because you're never going to have just a bowl of rice, and if you do, it's probably with some fiber from greens, and you'll probably put some butter on it, and that will make a huge difference. So I kind of disagree. You're probably better off eating what normal meals you would have and seeing how the whole mixed meal does.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there was no solution before.
Yeah.
And I also think that but that's why it was nice, because then I could eat like a whole thing of pasta and chicken. Whereas before I would just think, red pasta, red sauce, and chicken. I can't do that entire meal. It's gone. Whereas I just take out the red sauce and I put in like some lemon or something else, olive oil or whatever. Maybe that helps a little bit, and they're changed it in a different way, and then I can sort of get a similar feel. Maybe I don't put the red sauce in. Maybe I put a bunch of tomatoes in.
Right.
And then it feels pretty similar, and then I can just do that. I don't know. I like Levels. I'm gonna give it another shot.
Yeah, if you want a full Levels episode, because we've been talking about this.
Another.
Nah, shot. Sorry, I didn't mean to gloss over your pun. Hey, Power Glove needs to be calibrated. That didn't work.
Plug this into something. That was supposed to be a symbol. Wow, this really is the old classic Nintendo.
Yeah, of course.
All right, what's your next gadget?
This leads me to, we should do an episode on what gadgets we do want. Because after seeing this hidden data, this secret inside my body that's always been there, but now put on a graph by an awesome company, I also want to know what my cortisol is throughout the day. I want to know what my cholesterol, like anything in real time, is probably way better than a snapshot of one blood test once a year.
Yeah.
So, and insulin is actually what you're kind of equating blood sugar to, and actually seeing just your insulin in real time would be even more effective.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get that going, Apple.
More tracking.
Yeah,
Take my blood.
Give me more.
Take as much blood as you want.
Okay. We talked about the polar strap, which...
We did the strap.
Did
we do the strap?
Well, kind of. You kind of brought it up. You're like, no, I got to strap something in my chest, but I did that because...
And you loved it.
I was using a Whoop, and it was not telling me my heart rate the way that I believed. It was kind of high heart rates, and I would be pukey. And so that was really frustrating. So I got a polar strap, and that's better. Apple Watch is actually better than Whoop for heart rate, too, in terms of matching up with how I feel. Yeah, Whoop just seems like it's behind. You gotta use it for 20 minutes before it's like, oh, got it, you're up here.
Yeah, Whoop seems like it's marketed as the most cutting edge, but the people that I talk to that use them it's very consistent. Some people love it.
They have a new one coming out, the 4.
The Quattro.
Yeah.
But you're telling me, like, between Whoop, Apple Watch, and Oura, like, they all do something well and they all do something not so well.
Yeah, I thought it was a good point. Oura doesn't do real-time heart rate for a workout, but it does all the other stuff good. Well, sorry, didn't mean to... God! Edit out the bad grammar, that's embarrassing. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, that's why I have a bajillion fitness gadgets. Oh, like 8 Sleep. Does HRV like garbage? I like HRV for my Oura, but none of my other devices make my bed cold.
Nothing makes me sleep better than an 8 Sleep. That was, what's crappy was when I was traveling and I was like sleeping on my parents' couch.
I never want to.
You know what? This is so uncomfortable because and then I had to stop myself from saying, like, my bed at home, like, actively cools me according to my body temperature, because, like, that's such a ridiculous bougie thing to say, you know what I mean?
Oh.
But it really was crazy how much I missed it, and how much better I, like, know that I sleep on that
and the
dumb
CEO
smart mattress.
Of 8 Sleep does travel with us.
With
8 Sleep cover, yeah. He interviewed me for his blog and podcast or whatever, and I asked him, and he was like, yeah, especially if it's a long trip, I'll pack one of the ones.
But he just takes the cover, not the actual.
Yeah, because
they
have
a full
cover,
king-size mattress.
Well, if anybody's going to, it would be him.
That'd be sweet. Is 8 Sleep a gadget?
Yes, I fully count that as a gadget. It connects to my freaking phone. It's a device that, just because it's big, is there a size limit on gadgets?
Yeah, breadbasket.
See, fine, then we can't talk about it, but it's one of my favorites.
Is a sports car a gadget?
Oh.
But is a racing car, like a remote control car, a gadget?
That's dumb. That's a dumb example. Ugh. Well, anyway, that did you have it on the list?
I had 8 Sleep on there. I love the 8 Sleep.
It made such a difference. I can't even tell you how bad I was sleeping. I didn't know it. I feel like a commercial, which I am.
I know.
So are you.
I know.
We're commercials for them on Facebook, but it's only because I actually full on love the device.
And I use it.
Yeah, and then I get sad when I'm not on it, and then I blame travel.
You know what else is kind of messed up is I put mine on ultra cold.
Yeah.
And then when I wake up in the morning, my Jax is usually like cuddled up next to my leg, and so I'll slide out of bed and like turn it on extra hot for him. Just because he can get all toasty.
Oh, I love it. It's good for dogs.
It's good for dogs. Good for every...
That's another barrier.
Oh, you know what it's not good for is cats. I bet at some point...
Cats have ruined it.
Because I see, my cat always like scratches on him like that. And I wonder if one day he's just going to poke it. Yeah, poke a hole in it, you know?
That's an expensive
So
poke.
the long and short of it is just get rid of your cat.
Mm-hmm. They're an anti-fitness gadget.
Trade in your cat. My cat is an anti-fitness gadget because he jumps on my face in the middle of the night and he interrupts my sleep.
There you go. Then you're not recovering. It's the freaking cat's fault.
Cat.
Food scale. We already covered that. Super important if you want to track your macros.
Mm-hmm.
Does this count as a gadget? All of these, I have them all kind of put together. Because I can't say that I endorse any of these, but I just wanted to talk about them and ask your opinion.
Massage gun.
Right.
No. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Massage gun, electronic cupping, power dot, or a TENS unit. Yeah, it's true. We were doing this podcast before we ever recorded it. Let's say we would just sit around and talk about these things.
A massage gun.
Yeah. Does it count as a gadget?
I think it counts, yeah.
Okay. If you want a massage gun, get the Theragun. There, I said it.
I said it.
That's so good. Oh, wow. I'm done.
Oh, that's stupid. Why the Theragun?
Because of the amplitude and speed, and then there's another one, frequency. Amplitude, speed. Now, speed and frequency are the same thing. There's another one.
Is there one that you can put a
amplitude is how deep it goes. Frequency
is how
fast it goes.
Well, what is speed then?
Yeah, they're the same thing. And then there's a third thing that sets them apart, but I can't remember. Anyway, I can't say that I dedicate myself to a massage gun. Maybe that's it.
The number of attachments, maybe?
Mm.
You wouldn't have done that. You're forgetting on the thing that you measured.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
So Theragun won.
Yeah. But it's also the leader in the field for a reason, and I think if you're on a budget, all of them will kind of do nothing
I don't think
all of them do.
I had foam roller. Is that a gadget?
No, because it doesn't have electronic things.
What if it's one of those ones that has a
vibrating one? Yes. That's a gadget. Which
one's your favorite out of all those? My favorite is the regular, ungadgeted foam roller.
Really? How foamy? Because they make harder ones?
Not foam at all.
No, so basically a big old PVC pipe.
Yeah, slightly softer than a plastic pipe.
Yeah, I want to go super hard on it, or...
Because I can feel... That's when I really do feel it rolling over a knot.
And I don't know if that's doing anything.
I don't know if it is... Well, eventually the knot goes away.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, but is that good or bad? Good. That's gotta be good,
that's definitely good. Yeah. I don't know if I can get knots to go away is my problem. What's the one where you roll it over your
That's just like a rolling pin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. That's the same concept, is that there's a knot in your thigh, and you're literally rolling pinning it until it goes away. It just feels better, and I know that when we would do those stuff, I used to just roll on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I would always get stuff in my mid to upper back. That was where I was the tightest.
The tennis ball.
Lacrosse ball, tennis ball, anything. And then if I couldn't reach, I'd literally roll on my back. With my feet my knees sort of over my head, and try to in a ball as much as I could. I was flexible back then. And it would help, and it would feel better if I could get the knot out. And so that's how I sort of feel about the foam roller
Is
now.
not just using the floor a gadget. Is having nothing.
Is the earth a gadget? Maybe.
Doesn't fit in the bread basket.
It's a trail, so that's a gadget. So you like the Theragun. What about a travel gun?
Theragun makes a travel one now.
What about
Do you want one? By the way, I have two.
Sure, thank you. That sounds great. You know what I really like is just drilling the hell out of my thigh. That's the fun one with the gun.
Oh,
how do you do your back with a gun?
Is a drill a gadget?
How do you do your back with a gun? You can?
I have a ball that vibrates.
Yeah.
And it's a little better for thigh stuff because you can put your whole body weight into it instead of using your arm to do it. So that's kind of cool. But also, I don't see a difference. I don't ever get through my knots. I don't ever wake up.
You never get rid of your knots?
No. And Mesa kind of talked about this. She said that or cupping or whatever is to just get you a little more mobile so then you can work out better or differently or actually get rid of the problem somehow.
No, she said it allays the symptom but not the underlying problem.
Right.
So you don't have the pain when you do that thing anymore, but whatever was causing the discomfort that
So for a short moment, maybe the pain in my traps will go away, but I will always have low self-esteem that causes me to live like this. So the underlying problem is always there. I never really solved it, and that's why I feel like that or Power Dot. I committed to that. It's like electronic stimulation, EMS, TENS. I put that on my traps consistently for a long time. It never really got rid of whatever's going on here.
Huh. What about a human being massage? Also, sidebar. Mesa on her Instagram was like, she does all these talks about an issue or whatever. This we're talking about, I mean, I hate to say it because we always use this example, but like lifting heavy for girls.
Yeah.
So she'll do something like, okay, here, welcome to my TED Talk. This is why you should do blah, 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 blah. And so she did one time, and then I messaged her like, hey, don't call it a TED Talk, call it a Mace Says.
Wow.
So far, she has not done it yet. So I don't know how well it was received, but I thought that was really funny.
Mace Says was...
Anyway, what do you think about a human being massaging you?
Yeah, I got my first
sports-wise
chiropractic plus massage from Nathan.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know. I could tell he was doing something, but I wasn't like the next day, wow, now I've been relieved of my problem. It felt like, I've said this, working out. It felt like I needed to consistently do it to get through whatever that was. So one time's not going to do it. Oh, good, you did one sprint. Well, you're still out of shape.
Right.
The
that
kind
massage
of
or the chiro or
the
both?
massage. Yeah, both even. I don't know.
We used to get sports massages all the time, and so it wouldn't feel good. It would hurt.
Yeah.
But afterwards, you would feel looser and more. I guess the problem that I would start with would like, I'm sore from practice, and if I turn my head this way, there's a tough pain like in my neck or shoulder or whatever.
They could fix that
and then they go to massage, and it would hurt. Sticking an elbow into my back. It's not like there's no like jasmine petals or anything like that. But once you're done, you're like, okay, yeah, I don't have that weird thing. And so now, like, I know that I feel sort of oddly. I should just start getting massages again because
stay consistent with it.
It doesn't. I have this like weird PTSD about something. That's actually pretty nice. It's nice if somebody.
It's supposed to be nice. See, and if I go to a massage with my mom in Vegas or whatever, and there are pedals, I'm like, well, this is not doing anything. This needs to be painful to see progress. I did get a massage therapist to do. Look, I didn't even know I had this problem, and he released my psoas.
Oh.
I think I told you about this. Maybe I don't know. I was basically like, I don't know, in tears afterward. Like, what? Holy crap! You do cat camel, that yoga thing where you're on all fours and you do your. This one's cat and this one's camel.
It's camel. I thought that was. Cow.
Camel's the hump. Cat, cow, sure, whatever. Okay. They're both the same.
Yoga experts over here.
My mobility on that insanely increased. Like
really?
Upward Dog, I had no idea that you could see the ceiling doing that. Weird. He just released all of this, which had never been done since starting ballet at age 2.
Right.
It was crazy. But I have this kind of like hip issues from running so much, and I think that was a huge part of it. Then I started using a So-Right, which wasn't even on my list. So-Right.
What is So-Right?
I don't know if it's a gadget because it's just a piece of plastic
what is it?
that you lay on.
Oh, that thing. I know what you're talking about.
It's a thing that's in the shape of a U, U that's about as wide as your hips. It's a little too wide for me, honestly, so I have to use one side at a time. And you lay on it, and it's supposed to target your psoas. Mm-hmm. And now I told you about the hip hook. That seems like an extreme So-Right. I've been using it now for weeks straight. Mm-hmm. And video coming soon. I'm going to give the full rundown of that and the So-Right. And I've never had that extreme kind of release that I got from that massage therapist, but it seems like something I should be doing because, and I didn't know it at the time, but when you're sitting, it's just pulling all of that up, and you just live like that. And I sleep like this too.
There's so much of that,
Everything's like this.
Shoulders,
that's why my chest is so big.
Yeah, exactly. Huge, bro. I think that there's so much to be said about that, and I mean, not this past year, but everyone who's been in an office their whole life or sitting at a laptop.
On a laptop. Right now, I'm freaking in the fetal position doing a podcast. What is wrong with me?
It's so sweet, so ass.
Should we do a walking podcast? Like Jeremy? Okay.
Jeremy. Let's do a water chugging podcast. Let's just tell people to hydrate and not give them any water. That's it's a walking podcast.
A laying down podcast. And that messes with me too, because Wesper told me that I should sleep on my side, but that's good for my respiration, but then what about the rest of my body? It's so confusing. You should sleep suspended in a vat of liquid.
You should
Like
sleep
the Matrix.
hanging upside down like a bat. Oh yeah, in a womb.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to do it.
Did you have to say the B on womb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I enunciate. Sorry, I didn't go to art school.
Shut up. Alright, next one. Wait, who just went last?
I don't know. You got one?
I just said all the Theragun things. A follow card.
Can I say TRX? No, I can't say TRX.
Is it a gadget? See, now that feels gadgety.
Yeah. Okay, would like a Bowflex be a gadget?
It's too big.
That's true. It's huge. Whereas a TRX, in theory, could fit into a breadbasket, but fully
there are no
extended,
electronics.
there's no electronics.
TRX with electronics. Oh my god, we're gonna be rich. It'll count your reps and your...
No, it'll just
pulse
say,
speed.
good job. Good job. Good job.
It also measures your HRV, which says, you're really recovered.
Well, it has those hand straps. That's how they do it on those treadmills that never work.
Why? Why is there not heart... Yeah, I know the treadmills never work. On the elliptical, like, come on.
Yeah.
What is my
I used to
heart?
hate those. Just never right.
Yeah.
I love my TRX for the record. I haven't been able to use it in a while. My gym in my building is a disaster. It's just a big empty room. I would install the TRX in the ceiling, but I can't. I don't know if I'm allowed to. But maybe I should just do it.
Just do it before. Yeah, ask forgiveness on permission. And if they say, take it down, then spackle it. Like, who the heck cares?
Well, I don't really want to put it in though. I want to put it in without permission, but I also want one of the maintenance guys to put it in.
Yeah.
I don't have
Just
a power
tell
drill
them.
like they do. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a gadget for you. My Bose sunglasses.
That's not a fitness gadget. It makes you run more.
It makes me go outside and run.
Huh.
And I can. It will allow me to like work out outside better. You know what I mean?
No, because you need to get full spectrum light into your eye.
You don't need
No.
polarized lenses on these. You can just have be a frame.
Just a frame?
I guess. All right, fine.
It's just a frame.
I suppose it
it's
could
like
fall.
headphones that live here.
Face phones.
Are
So
you sick of the top of your head carrying all the weight? Introducing face phones.
And then it shows people like their neck falls over. Would earbuds, headphones, does that count as a fitness
I
gadget?
mean,
or
you've
is that
already
just a
opened
gadget?
up that your frother counts as a fitness gadget, so yeah, everything is.
That's true.
Except you cut off the...
Well, what about rollerblades? They're not electronic.
Yeah. They should be. No, that's equipment. That falls under the category of dumbbells, like you said.
Interesting. What about
That's sports equipment, for sure.
a bicycle?
Is it a Peloton? Otherwise, also Peloton's too big.
Is
This
it an
podcast
Apple
just-
Fitness and Apple Cycling?
Excuse me, Apple Cycling.
Jeez.
Are they not selling bikes?
We've picked our team specifically.
Yeah. Oh no, we did. The team picked us, honestly.
Yeah, really. We were drafted.
We're drafted.
Anyway, I had my Bose headphone sunglasses because I like putting them on and going for a run or take the dog out or whatever. And yes, walking isn't the most strenuous exercise of all time, but ask Brian Borstein, that's all the cardio
That's
that
all
you
the
need.
cardio that he needs.
So I really do like the headphones. They let me take a call. The sound's pretty cool. It's not like on my... I don't love the ear ones that they have that like expanding goo or jelly or whatever. I don't want to form a perfect seal in my ear because I want to be able to hear
Yeah, especially when I'm
trucks
biking.
and buses and
Right.
whatever, so I don't get run over and die.
It's funny we were joking about the headphones thing because I have a pair that are those, just the same technology that your glasses are, but it just goes behind your head.
Yeah, those Numa headphones.
Yeah, they look
That's
like that,
style.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I should do a video on them too because they sent it for a review. But you're supposed to hear everything out there, and then it just goes behind your head instead.
Yeah.
Over.
All the ways that the headphones can go around your head.
Yeah.
They go over the top.
Yeah.
They go over the back. They go over the thing.
Glasses. They go wireless.
That thing. They go
over the ear.
like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The strap that goes behind your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Wireless, obviously.
And then I just drill something into my brain so you can send it directly.
Perfect.
That's what I want.
I tell you, the only time I use my actual noise canceling headphones is on an airplane, and it helps an unbelievable amount.
Yeah.
I can't get over how much nicer it is not to hear that, like,
yeah.
you know, of the plane or whatever.
I generally wear just earplugs on a plane because I'm sleeping. I have noise canceling ones, and they've not been used in so long that the pads are falling apart, like turning into dust.
That's tough.
Pretty crazy.
Why does that happen? Is it leather?
I think it's fake leather that does. Real leather sticks around. It's a freaking cow. It's going to be here a while.
Shout out Dr. Dre putting on real leather on his headphones.
Does he?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway, noise canceling, not my jam unless I'm on a plane and there's nothing I can do about the noise.
I do have some of the in-ear ones that you were talking about. Not expanding, but, well, they put goo into my brain, squirted it in there like with a syringe, and then the glue expanded and hardened, and then they pulled it out, and they made the headphone based on that.
Ooh, I see a lot of singers use those.
Yeah, it was for touring, and it blocks out everything and is perfectly molded to my ear. So that's good for on stage.
What if you get cauliflower, then you gotta get a new round?
Yeah, it's true. People are scared of me at bars.
So many of my friends can't use earbuds because their ears are all jacked up.
Whoa.
And then, they put it in, it just falls right out.
Wow.
They have cauliflower ear because they're all wrestlers.
That's crazy.
I only have one rule, really. Never mess with somebody who has cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
My only rule.
That's a good rule. Wow, we should make headphones that work for cauliflower ear. That's such a targeted audience. You would know exactly who to reach.
They do a lot of puffy over the.
Sure, makes sense.
But they look dorky. Just kidding. Sorry. No offense, guys.
Oh,
no. They're not gonna kick my.
All right, now I have garbage ones from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Mine are garbage now, also.
The garbage meaning ones that I'm not a big fan of. Altitude masks.
They're not great, like frother. Do you use the altitude mask? Does it work?
I tried it.
No.
And then I read a bunch of research about it, and it's actually the opposite of good science. The people don't train at altitude; they live at altitude and train. When you're training, you want to perform as high as possible. So you would live at altitude and then go somewhere where you have more oxygen to train and get as much as you can out of the workout. Wearing an altitude mask just makes you perform crappier because you're not getting enough oxygen. Also, I wore it for 24 hours straight and then was concerned that I would really screw up my diaphragm.
Yeah. It's supposed to be pretty bad for you.
Okay, well...
That's how you get pneumonia.
Yeah.
That's why...
I survived.
Thank God. They used to, when you break your rib, they used to wrap your ribs, but they figured out that taking sort of shallow breaths all the time made you cause pneumonia, I guess.
Weird.
It's weird. So now they don't wrap ribs anymore.
Well, and that's why you shouldn't use an altitude mask. Yeah. It's not helpful.
It looks cool. It looks really cool.
It looks so cool. You see someone on Runyon with it, you're like, wow, that's awesome.
Sweet.
I'm more like, wow, your brain is tiny. You must not have trouble at a weigh-in, because look how little that head is, you dummy.
Tiny little dumb.
Tiny little dumb. Wait, I do have another good one. A ketone meter, which I know you've never used.
Digital?
Yeah. Well, it's very analog in the sense that I have to get my own blood into it.
Oh, I thought it was pee.
No. Oh, yeah, I use I don't think that counts as a gadget.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
It's just a strip.
It's gadgety.
A strip that you pee on and throw away.
In my brain, gadget has
a
button and a circuit board. Do you know what I mean? I know that sounds stupid, but
yeah, no, for sure. I think gadgets are digital.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, you have to prick your finger and get blood,
but
I like it. It was really insightful before I had levels, and even still is insightful to know if my fast is working. I kind of can have a sense now if I'm in ketosis or not, because I have somatic awareness. I can kind of honestly tell I could guess my own ketones at any given point. But it was really helpful to get to that point.
I'm rolling my eyes at that, but I think it is just a matter of testing, seeing how you feel, getting the results. Like, I can guess my body weight pretty close.
Right, sure, no, but you can't have somatic awareness if you never have the feedback.
Right.
But you probably even do know when you're hypoglycemic now. You know, whenever you were dipping low on your levels, you were like, oh, it must be because my coffee's wearing off. You're like, no, actually, it's because you had that giant sub for lunch, Max, and your body had to overcompensate for that mess, and now you're under...
You mean that loaf of cake bread? with salted meats in between and lettuce.
Cake bread, because it's so sugary.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
a whole loaf.
Disgusting. So gross.
What's that one place near Hollywood? The Fat Sal's.
Fat Sal's. It's the greatest sub place around. It's so good. They do subs with they do like an Italian sub, and then they stick chicken fingers in there also, mozzarella sticks.
This would be a really great transition if this podcast were sponsored
by Subway.
Fat Sal's. Oh yeah, right.
Shout us out, Fat Sal's.
I refuse to eat sandwiches, so.
Yeah, for years and years, I thought that sandwiches were the only lunch that you could eat, and I still feel that way a little bit.
If it's not between bread.
What is it? I don't know. It's not lunch. That's for sure.
What if it is, but it's at dinner time?
Or what if like...
Can you have a sandwich for dinner?
Of course you can have a sandwich. You can have a sandwich anytime. You can have breakfast
sandwich in the morning, sandwich in the evening, sandwiches anytime.
And if you want, as a mid-morning snack, you can have a sandwich. We call that, when you sandwich it, a sandwich between two other sandwiches.
It's a sandwich. This episode is degraded. Thanks for sticking with us, team.
Yeah.
Really glad you made it this far. Give us a sandwich comment if you've gotten this far.
Yeah, just comment sandwich. No, tell us what sandwich we should get. No, wait.
They're gone.
We literally just said don't eat sandwiches, and they're like, yeah, give me a new sandwich order. My sandwich order in order: 1, Italian; 2, chicken parm; 3, turkey club. Actually, coming in hot. 4, meatball; 5, grilled chicken with pickles, lettuce, tomato. That was a really good one.
I feel like...
chicken finger sub. Yeah. I don't know if that counts.
And are these all Fat Sal's or just in general?
Those are like general pizza shop sandwich places.
Okay. Mine's going to have to go. I only have one on the list, and it's burger. I will caveat that with...
It's not a sandwich, it's burger.
Christine and I have this huge debate, and she's like, burgers are a sandwich. And I'm like, no, they're not.
Not even close.
Not even close. Exactly.
Even close.
God,
if they did, it wouldn't be called a burger.
Yeah. And it wouldn't have its own section on the menu.
And the word burger wouldn't exist. You don't call it turkey. It's a turkey sandwich.
That's a good point. But she's like, you can't eat sandwiches because you like burgers, and burgers are sandwiches. I'm like, I'm not a hypocrite, and shut up.
What's a grilled cheese?
No. Is it called a grilled cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just called cheese.
We have this running tally now. Wherever we go out to eat, if the burger is listed under sandwiches, she gets a point. If there's a sandwich section and a burger section, I get a point. I'm winning 8-4.
How did you find 4 places?
I know!
You know what? I know how. She went on Yelp, and you can get pictures of the menu. That's what she's taking me to places. So she's taking me to
places where she
She's like, yeah, I just really want to go to this place in Pasadena.
She's printing her own menus.
Her own QR code.
Yeah, she's setting it up at the restaurant. Oh my god. Okay, good. Glad
burger's not a sandwich. Hot dog's not a sandwich. Taco's not a sandwich.
I saw that on TikTok.
It's all this
a hot dog
stupid, like, isn't a hot dog a sandwich? You like push my glasses up a little bit. I'm like, relax.
Corn dog then. What is that?
It's a corn dog.
Okay, good point. I'm with you. Sandwiches are gross, and then there's everything else.
Is a corn dog
meal.
Cornbread?
Cornmeal. Cornbread. Yeah, cornbread.
Cornbread. That's
over
then deep fried, I guess, or
dog.
Yeah.
I mean, a hot dog, not a real dog.
Not a real dog. Brittany will eat. Speaking of really good diets, Brittany will eat corn dogs for lunch.
Plural?
Because she's late.
Well, it is on a stick.
You know.
What do you have, a Go-Gurt for appetizer?
No, but she's like, I don't have any time. I'll just eat 2 or 3 corn dogs for lunch, or a corn dog or 2 corn dogs for lunch. And I'm like, this is. I don't even know where to start with that, but it just makes me, bonkers.
Well, I imagine
crazy.
that she's like getting dressed while you
Yeah, I'm like, Are you writing a thesis while you were on a
Behind the
unicycle
wheel.
and putting pants on, and then like also giving a speech on like gender equality in a third world country while driving? Like, you know, like what is happening that you don't have, that like you're too late for?
Yeah.
I don't want to come across as too anti-corn dog right now, because I know there's a healthy amount. I don't want the corn dog fan boys and girls to come at me in the comments or anything, but corn dog, a corn dog.
I can't remember the last time I had one. It's definitely because you're at a fair.
Yeah, and you have to eat something before you eat your fried dough.
Yeah.
That's when you get a corn dog.
Yeah.
After your
otherwise
cotton
I just have an
candy.
elephant ear for lunch.
After your cotton candy, before your fried dough, that's the only time it's allowed to have a corn dog. It's disgusting.
And it's coming back up because you went on the tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah. Yeah, and now you're hungry again because you puked.
Oh, wow.
Corn dogs, just... I'm an anti-corn dog guy, I guess.
Yeah.
I never knew. Never knew till right now. I like hot dogs.
It seems like this has been building up for a while. She can only eat so many corn dogs for lunch until you just...
Till I
feel
like
about
explode.
it.
I like hot dogs.
Hot dogs
And
are
I
good.
like
Sans bun, of course.
bratwursts and weisswurst and all sorts of wursts.
Sausages. Your dog's kind of a worst.
He's the best.
Power glove! It looks like somebody else when it's coming from the power glove. that like felt okay.
What is your cheatiest cheat meal these days?
That should be a whole episode.
Should it? It's a simple question.
We should do a whole episode on cheat meals. No? Okay. My
Well, give me a
cheatiest
preview.
cheat meal.
The grossest thing that you eat consistently.
I don't know about gross, but my big one is I always get cereal on my birthday. Because I never eat cereal. There's nothing about that macro composition is what I need. The milk has fat in it, so I can't have all that carbs with fat because it would be after a workout, but then the fat will slow down my absorption. It's really stupid.
Cool. Definitely. I don't think we can squeeze a whole episode of that.
So moving on, my cheatiest cheat meal. Well, let me just get out my notes on all of the cheat meals I've had in the past year. It's one, and it was cereal on my birthday.
What kind of cereal? Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs.
Oh, God, you know what I want it to be? Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs? No, because there's not a variety,
You're one of those weird ones like Life or Kix. You like Kix? You one of those?
No, keep going. It's
Captain
bad. It's not
Crunch.
healthy. It's discontinued. Oh.
Cookie one? Cookie
Crisp. Still continued.
Cookie Crisp is
It's
still
the
going?
new flavor, though, is crap.
Really?
Well, the new flavor was like a decade ago, but no, 2 decades ago, maybe.
Brando. They had some of the best commercials. Cookie Crisp.
Rice Krispie Treats cereal. I could eat a whole box in one sitting, and
You mean Rice Krispies?
with milk on top.
Rice Krispie Treats has marshmallow in it.
Yeah, Rice Krispie Treats cereal.
Oh.
This is discontinued.
Goo.
Yeah, it's a darn shame. And the
Sounds
box was
pretty-
always bigger. Anyway,
Anyway.
I guess I could just break up some
tweet
of
up
Rice
at
Krispies.
tweet at Kellogg's and be like, yo.
Big cereal, hook me up. Bring it back. We'll get the Fithead Army on it.
Yeah.
The fitness community really needs this cereal back. Please go make it again.
That's what we really need. Is an old, disgusting, discontinued, delicious.
What's your go-to, or what's your cheatiest cheat meal?
Oh, I don't know. Now I feel odd because you said cereal. I was gonna
Why is
say
that odd?
I was gonna say
Yes.
like a meatball
People-
sub with ramen noodles on top, or like with lo mein on top.
I just really like to mix my different Mediterranean
It just
and
comes from
Asian countries.
And you know what it comes from, which I realized when I was home? It comes from leftovers. Brittany hates leftovers. I never had enough food to warrant leftovers. But growing up, my family, we have a big family, and so we get a ton of food, and then we have leftovers. And then one night a week, we have this weird sort of
Shepherd's
smorgasbord.
pie
of,
of mess.
Yeah, there's like a slice and a half of pizza, there's some old Chinese food, there's like a salad from 2 days ago, there's like rice pilaf, you know what I mean? Like there's all this weird stuff, and I'm like, perfect, this is great. And then
You never
when
get
I
that
was
experience
home,
anymore.
now there was like a couple of bites of this and a couple of, and here's a key lime pie, just cause, it was awesome. But now I don't normally get that experience anymore.
Well, I was thinking we should open a restaurant where you can get all of that nonsense all at once, but I realize it's Shoney's. It's just any buffet that has a wide variety of everything.
It's every buffet.
Every buffet is just leftover day.
Did you go to a buffet in Vegas?
There's this thing going on now where I don't want people touching my food.
Are they open?
I don't even think they're open.
Yeah,
the sneeze guard's not helping.
Right. The sneeze guard, which is just a guy with a sword.
Sneeze guard, don't you dare!
Sorry.
Wow. Yeah, no, I didn't go to buffet Vegas, but I do love eating all I can. Is there a way that I can eat all I can without the general population touching it? No.
You can over-order.
Why are those simultaneous? Why is that?
Good point.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Korean barbecue lets you do that.
Oh, well, so it's just one guy.
And you cook your own food.
Yeah, no thank you. Are you kidding me right now? Do they have a microwave?
So where's
Maybe?
the line of I don't want anyone preparing my food, but also I don't want to prepare my food.
I'm not freaking doing it. But like a trustworthy... Oh, you know what it is? I just need my mom to cook for me.
Right, perfect.
You need a benevolent dictator.
We'll open a new restaurant. It's called Mom's, and it's just your mom's house. You go home.
Yes.
But we'll franchise it, so we're good.
So this just become me paying for my mom that was already going to cook. That's fine. I'm down.
Totally fine.
I'll just give her all my podcast earnings on all the sponsorships we have on this episode. Again, a digression. All right. Do you have any left? I have something I want to say.
No, I'm done.
BFR. Tested that. Blood flow restriction. But I've heard that that's also kind of bogus garbage.
I heard it was really quite bad for you.
That was Brian. Just the most recent Brian Borstein episode.
I had a workout mat, but that's not a gadget.
Workout mat. Oh, okay. And yeah, well, because we did not take a dump on Whoop enough earlier, I'm bringing it back up. Whoop sucks.
Well,
just
Whoop 1, 2, and 3 suck. We don't know about 4.
Yeah, that's true. I have a Whoop 4 on its way to my place.
So
but you know why?
Just for the record, Whoop sucks, and you've pre-ordered the newest
Whoop.
one. Okay, just to clarify.
Okay, but let's further clarify that the new Whoop is coming to my house not because I paid for it, but because all of you keep using my link where I take a dump on Whoop in a video, and then use my link to purchase Whoop, and I have Whoop until 2030. Thank you, everyone.
The fact that it's a monthly subscription is bonkers to me.
Well, it's not my monthly subscription any longer.
No, but that's the model that they're selling.
I know. Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's only because...
Like what?
Because Netflix is a really great model.
Exactly.
And no other reason.
Rise. I love Rise.
They're not offering anything ongoing.
It's crazy.
But more things are moving to that.
Netflix gets new movies.
Yeah. And perhaps Whoop will get better at telling me what my heart rate is instead of getting it wrong.
But will they be able to do that without you have to buy a new Whoop? Well,
I didn't buy a new one. They're giving... Oh, but maybe...
The software update.
Yeah. The firmware, the software... Yeah, I don't know.
The hardware.
And supposedly they're a community or whatever you can see other people's competition at. Yeah. I know, it's rough. But also, join my Patreon, the ongoing charge that you get to support my work.
Hang on. I just did it.
From the Power Glove. At least with my Patreon, you get more stuff every single freaking week, sometimes 2 a week. Yeah. Well, okay. Otherwise, I had to do this final one. I gotta say the final one.
Okay.
Bidet. Is that a gadget?
No. It's furniture.
It's between me and
that's
the
why
earth.
I was gonna say. Eat Sleep isn't a gadget.
It's furniture.
It's too big.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Go ahead.
Bidet. Oh, I don't know if a bidet is awesome or not. I mean,
you don't know. You used one, didn't you?
Yes, in a video. I've used a couple in a video, and there's one on my toilet here and at my home. And I don't know. I guess it's good to use less toilet paper.
So
maybe.
You have one, but you're not using it, or you
not
use it and you
consistently.
just don't care enough. When I was in Japan, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And they were pretty wild. But they were like, I think a lot of it for me was like the novelty.
Yeah, right. You hadn't used them, and also I'm sure the ones in Japan spoke to you.
Space Age, yeah.
Yeah. Played music and had fish in them and jumping around or whatever.
Yeah. They were heated. That was kind of nice.
But it is that fitness. I don't know. I only brought it up because it's my most viewed video on this fitness channel.
So, bidet.
Bidet, keyword
Google,
bidet.
Google search engine or Google.
Dear Google, please
Google
suggest
engine.
me on bidet videos.
Bidet.
Bidet. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review because that's super helpful to us fit heads.
Yeah.
Because so that someday we'll have the clout to get serials restarted.
Bidets. Oh, and also, if you are my aunt Teresa, who loves this podcast and told us the volume wasn't very good, please text me and let me know if the volume is good on this episode.
We're working on compression. We're going to make it more even. Oh, that is to say that we do love creative feedback, whether it is positive or negative.
Yeah, let us know.
And if it's negative, put it in the comments of the YouTube video, not on Apple Podcasts. We only want 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
And don't cut out words from a magazine and then paste them and then mail it to my home that you're going to murder me. Because that's
definitely not the review we want.
That's not the review we want. But the other reviews, and as always, if you know a fitness person or personality,
whatever, or if you're interested in a topic, because we're always trying to think of things for our duo episodes. What should we talk about next? Do you want us to dive deeper into our cheatiest cheat meals? Because clearly we have more to say about that.
And I feel like there's something there with like, if we get enough thumbs up on a video, Allie will have to eat a double burger or something.
I'll start a mukbang channel too.
Quad burger. A burger sandwich.
All of this is just to say that you have a direct line to us, specifically being a fithead, we are listening. Right. I don't give a crap what's going on TikTok because things are blowing up and those are not my people. You are my people and say stuff to us. Thank you.
You know, they have burger sandwiches. They're just on like sourdough bread. It's a burger on sourdough bread.
And it's called a burger sandwich.
Maybe it's the bun.
No, for sure.
But what about
the
pulled
burger
pork
part
sandwiches on a bun?
Yeah, no, it's the combination
burger and the bun.
Burger patty. So then a burger sandwich is still a burger even though it has sandwich in the name.
Yeah, like if you put a hot dog in a sandwich.
It's still a hot dog with bread around it.
This is for a higher level of philosophical mind.
I will say I don't want a burger sandwich as much as I want a burger.
They're not nearly
but
as
I would
good.
Still eat it.
They're not good, but they're
not nearly as good. That makes sense.
Also, I don't like sourdough. Do you like sourdough?
Yeah. It's supposedly better for you because it's fermented, which is great on your levels. Anyway, I'm leaving all this in.